Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Business and Entrepreneurship webinar course. We'll be looking at, for today's topic, we'll be looking at how to thrive as a small business owner and the strategies for sustainable success. I believe this course, at the end of this course, if you're a small business owner, you would have gained some strategies and insights that will help you sustain your business and thrive in the industry that you're operating in. My name is Adediji Olusola Kunmi. I'm the founder and CEO at Yori Limited UK, and also with me as guest speakers, Mr. Yogesh Dasari, CEO SVSoft Solutions, and Mr. Ayodele Ojo, founder and CEO Mass Promotions. So Mr. Dasari has put in a message that he will be joining later. Yeah, but we're still expecting him. Mr. Ayodele Ojo is here, and I really appreciate him for honoring this invite. At the end of this lecture, Mr. Yogesh and Mr. Ayodele are just going to give their own insight on the topic that we'll be you know treating today. How to thrive as a small business owner and the strategies for sustainable success. Basically, I've pinpointed some 12, I'll call them strategies that I believe if you can incorporate into your business will allow you to sustain the success you have in your business or to thrive in your business as a small business owner. These strategies are also because I'll be using my own personal experience as a business owner and other experience from other people that I've learned. I'll be using all these experience in this lecture, and I believe we'll all be able to gain something here at the end of the entire lecture. So these strategies, one is provide solutions, two, branding and building trust, deep, three, deep knowledge and insight of the industry, four, smart marketing, five, digital advertising, six, slow growth beats fast growth, seven, pruning bad clients, eight, when chasing can be bad. 9. Know your true value. 10. The perfect plan. 11. Leveraging digital tools. 12. Smart networking. All these points or strategies that I've listed here, I will be treating them in chapters in the coming slides. So without wasting any time, let's just get into it. So chapter 1, provide solutions. Providing solutions rather than just selling products or services is the foundation of sustainable business success because it creates long term value, trust, and loyalty. As a small business owner, I believe one of the things that you have to keep at the back of your mind is to provide solutions. If you are providing solutions to a problem that exists, you are going to stay longer in business than a lot of people who just trade business just because they want to sell something. But if you are providing solution, especially in a country like Nigeria that is plagued with so many problems, if you are able to provide a solution to tackle a particular problem in an industry, you will stay longer in business than most business owners in the same industry that you're operating in. Sustainable success comes from being seen as a problem solver, not just a seller. Businesses that live by this principle and repeat clients, long-term growth, and strong reputation. Now, why providing solutions is the foundation of sustainable success? Sustainable business. One, solutions solve real problems. Two, it builds loyalty. Three, it differentiates you from other business in your field. Four, when you create value, it fuels growth. So I'll be using consultation business as a case study because it's also one of the industry that I operate in. And when it comes to consultation, there are two different kind of consultation you can give. You can be given an advisory consultation, or you can be providing solutions to problems. So for for consultants that provide solutions to problems, yeah, they tend to get more clients because basically people just want solutions to their problem. They don't want to hear how to do it or how to go about it. Because even if you give them advice and advisory consultation, at the end of the day, the advice is either written on the paper or somewhere or in their laptop that they will just keep there. Majority of them do not know how to implement whatever advice you've given them. So if you are offering consultation and you're also providing solutions, you will get more clients because the clients just want their problem solved. But there are some business whereby offering advice consultation also works. Like if you are a lawyer and you are given what's it called um advice that relates to law, basically is an advisory consulting, and that one can actually work. But if you're in an industry like the IT industry or marketing industry whereby there are real problems that requires real solution, you should be able to also provide solutions. If you are providing solutions to the problem, you will sustain yourself in the business long enough than your competitors. Advisory consulting, that is telling clients what they could do, and problem solving consulting, working with clients to actually make it happen. Clients want results, not just reports. While advice is valuable, but on its own, it often ends up on a PDF or slide deck that never gets acted on. By including problem solving, you help clients move from ideas to outcomes, which is what they really pay for. So this is not only applying to consultation business, it applies to every business in general. If you are able to provide solutions to a problem, you will sustain yourself longer in business, which is how most tech companies are able to become big and sustain themselves because tech companies, 99% of tech companies are solving a problem. So whatever business you're operating in, you have to think of how you can solve a problem. Chapter 2, branding and building brand trust. This is also a very important aspect of small business that most small business owners tend to overlook, especially in Nigeria. Branding is how you communicate your business, yeah, what you want people to know about your business. And when it comes to branding as a small business owner, there are two kinds of branding you have to take note. You have a business brand and you have a personal brand. At the end of this lecture, Mr. Ayodele is an expert in branding. I believe if you want more advice or mentorship regarding branding, he will be willing to go deep into it. But for now, we are only going to be treating the things that you need to know when it comes to operating as a small business owner. Branding, you have to take note of your business brand and your what's it called and your personal brand. For small business, strong branding and brand trust are critical to survival and growth. A well-defined brand helps you stand out in a crowded market, communicate your values, and attract the right customers. Branding goes beyond visuals, it's about the experience people associate with your business. Most small business owners in Nigeria do not really think of branding. And the ones that even think of branding, they just think it's about designing cool logo or flyer and that's branding. No, that is not branding. Branding has a lot more to do than just designing cool logos or designing flyers. Branding and building brand trust. Features get you noticed. Personality makes you remembered. In most industries, competitors can match or beat your product features over time. Personality, your tone, style, and values is much harder to replicate. Sharing your origin story, customer wins, behind the scene moments, or even your challenges makes your brand relatable and memorable. Sorry. Building a business brand. I said there are two kind of brands you have to take note. I said that initially, the business brand and your personal brand. Now for the business brand, using the same colors, tone of voice, and visual style repeatedly is like a friend wearing their signature look. Customer instantly know is you, even from a distance. When your story stays coherent across websites, socials, and emails, customer feels they have an ongoing relationship with you rather than a series of disconnected transactions. Your features answer what it does. Your personal brand answers who is behind it, which build trust. And trust is what makes customers stay and recommend you. Now, here's what I want to say when it comes to branding. As a small business owner, your personal brand is very, very important. Your personal brand can either catapult your business to new heights or it can destroy your business. So your personal brand, because as a small business owner, you are the face of your business. So your personal brand is very, very important. These are the things that most business owners, especially in Nigeria, do not take into consideration. But your personal brand is what you need if you need to sell your business. I've used these four guys as an example because these four people that are on this screen have their own personal brands. They are well known and they've built personal brands for themselves. Because if you look at them, you can easily tell that, oh, you know this one for something, you know that one for something. All of them have a personal brand. This popular guy, Martins Vincent Ose, we popularly known as a very dark man, already built a personal brand for himself. And the personal brand that he built for himself is someone that is an activist that fights for the masses, someone that operates and fight injustice in Nigeria. So a lot of people tend to trust him as somebody that is trustworthy, somebody that they can rely on. That is the kind of brand Very Dark Man has built for himself. With this kind of branding that he already has, if today Very Dark Man decides to say, I want to start selling a product and he's using his face as the face of the brand, a lot of people will patronize him because he is somebody that they believe is trustworthy. He has already built that brand that a lot of people see him as someone that can be trusted and someone that they like. The second person is Gaius Chibueze, popularly known as Bitcoin Chief. He's widely known as the first African to trade Bitcoin. He's a rich man and he has lectures in several high-profile schools. A picture of him here is him lecturing at Harvard Business School. If someone like Bitcoin Ship decides to come to you and say, okay, I have this new coin and I'm telling you to invest in this coin, and this investment will make so much money because of the brand he has built for himself. The name, the brand, the trust is there. People will believe him and then they will be readily invest in whatever coin he's selling. These other two are like the opposite of the first two that I've listed. They also have personal brands, but there's an issue with their personal brands. Hush Puppy has a personal brand that he was building as a luxury influencer. But after his arrest by the FBI for fraud related activities, the personal brand he has built for himself is already destroyed. Let's say after he served his jail term, he comes out and he tries to go into a business and he wants to use his face as the brand as the face of the brand. He's going to have a pretty tough time getting people to trust him because of the crime that he has been associated with. For him to be able to make that business succeed, he would rather be in the background because his personal brand is already destroyed and it's going to take a whole lot of work to build a new image for himself. Now, Portable on its own has a different kind of personal brand. This is why I say sometimes if the brand that you are creating, you have to understand the brand you are creating, and then you have to know that the brand you are creating can either shoot your career to a next level or it can destroy it, whichever one. So if I'm using Portable as an example, he is a very talented artist, very talented, no doubt. But why is he not as big as every other artist? When he collaborated with Olamide, it would have been easy to say Olamide should have just signed him because he's talented and he makes hit music. But Olamide did not sign him, and Olamide has not collaborated with him ever since the first collaboration. Why is that? I believe because of his brand. Portable's brand is known as a troublemaker. Most brands would not want to associate themselves with such kind of brand. Not that he's a bad person, but because they know he brings trouble. And to be honest, many brands will not want to associate with a personal brands that will bring controversies into their own business. So that's the issue with portable brand. Building a personal brand can be good for business. It builds trust, visibility, and loyalty while setting you apart from competitors. However, if not managed well, it can also harm the business. Personal controversies or overshadowing the company's identity can weaken growth and credibility. Chapter 3, Deep Knowledge of the Industry. This is another important thing because most people in Nigeria, when they tend to go into business, they only go into business because they have a friend that is doing the same business. Oh, this person is doing this business, let me go into the same business. And they do not have an idea of what they are doing in the business or in the industry. So, in any business you want to operate in, even if you do not have a deep knowledge of that industry, but having a deep knowledge of the industry will be to your advantage over every other business day. But at least have the basics, the basic knowledge of the industry, of the business you are trying to operate. So for instance, now yeah, everybody the reason why Forex is getting a bad rep in Nigeria is mainly because the people who are selling this what's it called, forex, they are selling forex to Nigerians as a get rich quick scheme, which is not. Now we have Nigerians who see it as a get quick rich scheme, and they are putting their money into it. They do not understand how forex works, but they know that if they put money, the idea is if I put money here, I'm going to make money from it. So when they lose money, then they start saying, oh, Forex is bad, Forex is a scam. No, Forex is not a scam. You just do not understand the industry or how it operates. Several times people have come to me and be like, oh, come and put money into Forex. I will trade for you. Come and do this. I will trade for you. I used to tell them no. Not because I think Forex is a scam, because I know Forex is not a scam. Forex is it operates everywhere in the world, even in the US and the UK, in Canada, it operates everywhere in the world. But the only reason why I've never put my money into Forex is because I do not understand even the basics of the business, of the industry. The one time, I think in 2020, a lady was talking to me about Forex and she told me she's going to, help me and all that. And I said, okay, you know what? If you want me to trade this Forex, explain it to me, the basics. Let me just have a basic understanding, like the basic. I don't want to, you don't need to tell me like the deep, deep, deep. Just tell me, give me a basic understanding to know exactly what I want to involve myself in. And the lady that is trying to sell this thing to me cannot even give me a basic understanding or a basic knowledge of what this forex and the industry for me to be able to understand properly. And she said, you know what? I have to join this Telegram group. There's somebody that is teaching it, and that person will tell you blah blah blah. And my mind was, you that you are telling me about this forex, you cannot explain it to me, but you want me to trade it. How do I then trust you when you cannot even explain? It's obvious you do not even understand what business you are trying to sell to me. And that's the issue with the whole forex thing. Not just forex, every other business that most people try to engage in, they do not have an understanding of how the business work or how the industry operates. They just know somebody is making money from here, I need to put money there. Somebody is making something from here, I need to put money there. Now, if you have a deep understanding of the business that you are doing and a deep understanding of the industry you are operating in, whenever you speak to a client, they can already sense that you know exactly what you're talking about. And when your clients can sense that you know exactly what you are talking about, they have a sense of relief towards you, like, okay, they've come to the right place. So having deep knowledge of the industry that you are operating in is a very key steps to sustaining yourself in any business you're into. Having deep knowledge of your industry is like playing a game where you already know most of the moves. Your competitors are going to make you operate with sharper instincts, faster decision making, and a stronger value proposition. Customers and partners can feel when you know your stuff, and it shortens the trust building cycle. Your authority makes your marketing more persuasive. If you have blog posts that you post about the industry that you're operating in, showing people that you understand what goes on and all that stuff, is part of the ways to show people that you are a professional and an expert in the industry that you're working in. So your blog posts, social media updates, and consultations carry more weight because they are backed by insider understanding. chapter 4, smart marketing. Smart marketing is essential for the long-term survival of small businesses. By using targeted, cost-effective strategies, small businesses can reach the right audience, build strong customer relationships, and stand out from competitors. Approaches such as digital marketing, social media engagement, customer referrals, and value driven storytelling help maximize limited resources while creating lasting brand loyalty. For small business, strong branding and brand trust are critical to survival. Oh, sorry, this part is wrong, but let me just explain what I mean by the smart marketing. For instance, as a small business owner, you do not have the big budget compared to the big businesses, the big companies. So if you do not have that kind of budget that big brands will put into marketing, it's easier for you to get lost in the game. So as a small business owner, you have to constantly think of smarter ways to market your business. So like I said initially, I'll be using personal experience as an examples, and I'll be using other people's experience as an examples. So I'm going to use an experience as use one of my company, Yoland Entertainment, as an example. So what we did, at least when we were releasing music, we've been able to get some of our music go viral and popular in the state where I come from, and not just the state, among cultural music lovers in Nigeria, because the label generally just promotes and push out cultural music generally. But how was I able to do it? To be honest with you, I did not pay any promoter money, because most what's it called, upcoming artists, they take millions of naira. They go to a promoter and start paying. They, oh, promote this, and at the end of the day, their music do not really get anywhere. But I know I do not want to spend that kind of money, because there's a probability that the music might not get to where it's going to reach. So I have to think of a smarter way to market my music. And what's the smarter way? Since I know that what I'm doing is cultural music, I decided to create a social media account that promotes Yoruba culture specifically. That's what I did. That's what I did. So I was able to build that account to a particular number of followers. By the time the account got to 80,000 followers, we started pushing out music. So what I did was, anytime we make a post, I do not use Whiskey songs, I do not use the video song, I do not use any other artist songs. I'm constantly using the songs that are being produced by the record company. So we started having viral posts like that. So anytime a post go viral, somebody in the comment section or people in the comment section will come and be like, "Oh, I love this song. Who sang this song? Where can I get this song?" And then I'll tell them, "You can get this song so place, so place." And that way, I was able to market the songs to people that love the song. I was able to market the song to the right audience. Remember, like I said, I created a page that is purposely for promoting Yoruba culture. So these songs were marketed to the right audience. That's another issue with most businesses. Sometimes you might have a business and you're not getting clients, and the only reason why you're not getting clients is because you're marketing to the wrong people. So understanding that your business is not bad, you just might be marketing your business to the wrong people. You get what I'm trying to say? So even there's an artist that makes what's it called, rock music, but with Yoruba. Rock music is an American kind of music, but he sings it with Yoruba, and he has been doing this music, but he's not really getting the attention. Usually, somebody that has been doing the music like that for years might believe that, oh, people do not like the style of the music is doing. But the only issue is that the music is not getting to the right audience it's supposed to get to. So when my cousin told me about the music and I saw the music, I fell in love with the music. I feel like it's unique and it's a different sound. And I told him, you know what, I'm going to post this song on my social media page, which I did. And when I post the song on my social media page, it went super viral. And my cousin tagged the guy who owns the song, and the guy who owns the song was super grateful. And then when he talked to me, and I told him there's nothing wrong with the song. I love the song. And as you can see, people love the song. The only issue was that you've been marketing the song to the wrong audience. You are marketing the song to people that love rock music, but they do not understand Yoruba language. If you had marketed the song to Yoruba people, you will find people that love rock music and appreciate the kind of the version of rock music that you're doing. So, which is another angle with why many people don't make sales. There's nothing wrong with the product. Most of the time, you're only marketing to the wrong people. Yola Records focused on cultural and indigenous African music, tapping into storytelling that resonates deeply. By using Yola Records songs in a social media post, the company was able to go viral on all social media platforms. Chapter 5: Digital Advertising. This is another thing I will, I'm strongly, I have, people might have different opinions on this, but my own opinion is that if you are a small business owner, I will say you should stay away from digital advertising unless you have money to pay an expert that understand how to run digital advertising. You see all this social media advertising and all that stuff, you will not really get what's it called? Um you can't get should I call it convert because you are playing in the same field with bigger companies, bigger brands with bigger budgets. So let's say, because if you look at the image I put in the middle, I use this image to explain, if you can get it, there's four cups down the stairs, and that four cups represent the clients, the customers, your potential customers. You are trying to chase these customers as a small business owner. Several other small business owners are also trying to chase this limited number of customers, and then we also have big brands with big budgets that are trying to chase these limited numbers of customers. Now, what happened is the bigger brands have enough budget. Let's say the budgets are the boss. The bigger brands have enough budgets to run digital advertising. So you have a small budget. Let's say your own budget is just three balls out of all these balls that are here. The chance that the three balls that you are throwing down will meet this cup is probably less than 1%. The chance that out of the three balls that you're throwing, one will get into the cup is less than 1.5 or 1%. But the chance that a brand with a bigger budget for advertising and marketing, the chance that their marketing will get to the people that they want it to get to is higher than 50%. That's the issue with digital advertising or social media advertising as a small business owner. But if you want to run that, you still have to pay, find a professional that can help you to target the right customers using the right SEO keywords. That is another aspect of business entirely that we cannot cover in this aspect, in this lecture. It will take another kind of lecture to go deep into digital advertising. Same goes with branding also. For many small businesses, digital advertising feels like trying to throw dozens of balls into tiny cups. The competition is fierce, the space is limited, and the odds of landing a hit are slim. Big companies with larger budgets dominate visibility, while small businesses often waste money and energy chasing clicks that rarely convert. Without precise targeting and strategy, digital ads can quickly become a drain rather than an investment. In essence, relying heavily on paid digital ads is often unsustainable for small business. Smarter, low-cost marketing approaches usually deliver best and long-term results. Chapter 6: Slow growth beats fast growth. Slow growth gives you the breathing room to build a business that lasts instead of one that just launches fast and burns out. You build deep, loyal relationship. What I'm trying to explain here is that most small business owners are always thinking how they want to scale their business very, very fast. And if you look at I'm going to use startup business or this tech startup business as an example. If you look at most tech startup business that scale very fast, they don't tend to last after 5 years. After 5 years or 6 years, most of them you don't hear about them anymore. And the reason is because they've not built a proper business. Once they feel they have a product, because it's a tech product, once they feel they have a product, the next thing they are thinking is they want to scale. They want to scale, and then they scale, and then they cannot manage the size of the business that they have at that moment. Um, when it comes, my own personal belief is you enjoy the journey. When it comes to business, growing slow is very good because it gives you a strong foundation in the business rather than try to grow fast. There was this, what's it called, this bottled water seller one time like that. That video went viral on all social media. That guy was selling water, and I don't know what happened, but then how Nigerian social media spaces, and when something happened, then people feel the urge to help the person involved. So the company that owns the water decided to open a big shop for this guy, and then stock the shop with um packets and packets and packs of water for him to be selling. And for what I heard, they said the entire shop cost about 20 million naira to set up or something like that. And in the next 2 years, the entire business, failed. And the guy was granting interview that went viral again on social media. And he said that the village people were the reason why the business failed, and the shop is empty. This and that, this and that. But here is my own thought. I believe it's because this is somebody that has been hawking water on the street, probably used to making uh, revenue, profit of about maybe 50,000 naira a month or so. And suddenly, you give this person a 20 million naira business to run. This is somebody that has not run a business of 1 million naira or a business of 500,000 naira, talk less of a business of 1 million naira or a business of 5 million naira. But you are giving this person a business of 20 million naira to run, which requires another level, another management experience. So it's going to be tough for such person to be able to manage that business easily, unless maybe he hires somebody that have experience in that level of management. My own belief with the guy's situation, there's nothing like village people. He just lack managerial experience to manage that large amount of business. That's the problem I see with it. Slow growth helps you reinvest profits instead of piling on debt or chasing investor money. As a small business owner, you are the engine. Slow growth means you can manage your workload, enjoy the process, and keep creative energy flowing, which is impossible when you are constantly in survival mode. Chapter 7, Pruning Bad Clients. Every business owner, whether it's a small business or a big business, have had to deal with bad clients. Bad clients are a headache. I also have several experiences of bad clients. And if you have bad clients, you need to prune them, and I will tell you why. Pruning means you have to get rid of them, and I'll tell you why. Pruning bad clients free up time and energy for better clients. Bad clients drain more than they pay. They tend to demand more revisions, send endless emails, or expect urgent work without respecting boundaries. When you cut them loose, the mental bandwidth and calendar space you free up can go towards clients who value your time and pay on time, which often leads to more referrals and bigger projects. Protect your brand reputation. If you bend your standards for a difficult client, their projects become a public representation of your work, even if the result is compromised by their unreasonable demands. By pruning, you avoid delivering bad work that could harm your reputation. So if you have a project that you're supposed to do, and you give your client that this is the budget that will execute this project brilliantly, and then the client is arguing about the fees, and you already told them that this budget that you are offering will not get this job to an excellent level, but they say, oh, you know what, just do it like that, just do it like that. The issue with that is if you decide to do it like that, yeah, you can do it and do it anyhow. Even if you do it like that, the client will still complain that it does not look like the others that look excellent, forgetting the fact that the budget that they are offering is not the same as the one that is same. But then let's say if you decided to take on this job and you do it, it's still going to be on your record that you delivered that project for a client. And if that project is a bad project, it's going to be on your record forever. So let's say somebody is not asking, oh, who do this project? That person will very well tell somebody that, oh, this is the company that did the project for me. No, this project is bad. How did they do this project like this? They will not tell you that they did not offer you the right budget to execute a proper project. They will only say you do not know your job and that you executed a very bad project. That is one of the reasons why when you meet bad clients, they are a headache. You have to find a way to prune them. Pruning bad clients, learn to say no. Saying no signals confidence in your value. It attracts clients who respect expertise rather than just shopping for the lowest price. Over time, your client base shift towards people aligned with your style, process, and values. Pruning bad clients reduces burnout and increases longevity in your business. Signs that it's time to prune a client. If you have clients that they have these particular signs, it's better for you to just let them go. If you have clients that consistently argue over fees or avoid paying on time, it's time to get rid of that client. If you have clients that ignore your process and constantly create emergencies, it's time to ignore that client. I say ignore, it's time to do away with that client. Sorry. If you have clients that are disrespectful, unethical, or negative towards you or your team, it's time to get rid of that client. If you have a client that after working with them, the emotional toll outweighs the financial reward you are getting from them, it's time to do away with that client. So when you do away with bad clients, you make space for higher value opportunities. The moment you clear out unprofitable or toxic clients, you are able to take on opportunities that actually move the needle, whether that's bigger contracts, collaborations, or scaling your offers. Chapter 8, when chasing can be bad. Um, for most people that are in the business, there's something that they don't understand, and that thing is called leverage. If you are trying to make sale, not just make sale, if you are trying to make profitable sale, you need to understand how leverage works. And selling is not just an art, is a skill, and you have to learn it. So for instance, if a client comes to you and you've already marketed your products and they were able to contact you and they say, oh, I like this, I need to get this from you. And you told them, and then they start saying, oh, this price is too much. I don't think I can pay it, blah, 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 blah. And then, you start begging, oh, come back or whatever. Or there's a particular statement that most clients make where they say, I'll get back, I'll get in touch, and they go. For most people, they either contact the client and be like, "Oh, you said you were going to get back in touch." No, no, don't worry, I'll still get back in touch. Okay, cool. And then they'll still message them again. Oh, I haven't got any message from you. You said you were going to get back in touch. And then they'll tell you, yes, 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 I still have it in mind. I will get back in touch with you. What you are doing at that time is your leverage. You are trading your leverage, and they then become the person with the upper hand in many situations because they can sense your desperation. If a client can sense your desperation, it gives them the confidence to price you or price your product way below what you would have gotten for it. So for me, basically, there are some clients that I do try to reach out to, but not everybody. There are some clients that when I know you've already seen, you were able to contact me through whether one of my marketing materials, and then you came when I told you my price, and then you said, oh, it's too much, you leave, or you said, I'll get back to you. I'll let them go. Then they come back. When they come back, I still owe the leverage. Oh, the fee is the fee. That's the price. You get what I'm trying to say? Even if I want to go a little bit lower, because there are some situations whereby you might consider the client, like, okay, I can do a discount for you for this price, but at that situation, I'm still holding the leverage because why? I'm not the one chasing. I still owe the leverage. Chasing after clients can be bad for business because it signals desperation. When you repeatedly pursue someone who isn't showing interest, it shifts the power dynamic. They feel they are doing you a favor instead of engaging in a mutually beneficial relationship. People you have had to chase are often the ones who argue hardest delay payments because the relationship started with them in control. So, as a business owner, you have to be in control. You have to be in control. Once you give the power to your client, whatever they offer you, there's a tendency that you will collect it and it will not pay you. Why not chasing helps your business thrive? It positions you as a valuable, it positions you as valuable. When you focus on attracting rather than chasing, you create an aura of demand. It also builds a brand of confidence and expertise. A business that stands firm on its value rather than begging for attention becomes a brand that people trust, and trust turns into loyalty. Chapter 9: Know your value, or know your true value. Knowing your value helps shapes confident pricing. When you are clear on the real impact you create, not just the hours or materials, you stop undercharging out of fear. Knowing your value also helps strengthen your brand positioning. If you know your value, you can clearly communicate why you are different, not just what you sell. This particular thing here, for most business owners, when they offer the price and then the client says, "Oh, this is too much," and all that, the argument that most business owner will go for is, "I'm an expert in this field. I've been in this field for 10 years. I've been in this field for 20 years." But to be honest with you, the clients does not care. The clients do not care whether you've been in the industry or in the business for 20 years. That expertise does not matter. Because to be honest with you, there is still someone who has been in the business maybe 3 or 4 years that can do what you can do or even better. What the client is looking for is the value you will provide him for trading business with you. So you should speak to that value. Speak to the value that the client is going to get from you. For instance, if the client is saying, "Oh, the price is too much for this, the price is too much for that," you let them know that, "Oh, the price is much because you are going to be getting this and this and this with it. Other business will do this, will do this, but I'm going to include this one with it." You can also talk about the problems that the client does not know exist, but you open their eyes to a problem that exists and you tell them the solutions that you are also going to provide the solution. Now they see that, okay, spending that money on you actually brings a value. That is one of the ways you can get a client to patronize you. Value, not really how long you've been in the business or in an industry for, but the value that you are trying to give them or the value they will get from trading business with you. The perfect plan. For many business, they think there's a perfect plan, but I will tell you that there's nothing like a perfect plan, especially if you are a small business owner. There's nothing like a perfect plan. You have to constantly keep adapting to changes because there's always going to be changes. You have to constantly adapt to new changes. You have to constantly innovate. You have to constantly blend in. You have to constantly think of new strategies and ways to operate in your business. So there's never a perfect plan. There's a good enough plan, and that good enough plan should be subject to revision and change and bend. Don't be too rigid because the industry, whatever industry you're operating in, does not stay the same. Yeah, the music industry today is not the same music industry decades ago. Yeah, the oil industry today is not the same oil industry decades ago. Every industry goes through changes, so you have to constantly adapt. What's better than the perfect plan is knowing that the perfect plan does not exist. Market shift, customers change their minds, and competitors move fast. Being able to adjust on the fly keeps you relevant and resilient. You also learn more from implementing a good enough plan now than waiting months for a flawless one. In small business, a flexible plan you act on today is worth 10 perfect plans still sitting in your notebook. I personally, I don't like writing business plan. I tell you, I don't like writing business plan. The only reason why I don't like writing business plan is that it kind of puts you in this box situation and it plays with your mind to think that you have to follow this plan that you've created. Because one, creating a business plan is not easy. And then after creating the business plan and you're trying to work along the business plan, it kind of puts you in that box to think that you have to follow this plan, even when clearly the strategy is probably not working at that moment. But because you have a business plan, you want to feel, "Oh, I have to follow this plan." No, I personally, I don't even write business plan. If I have a business idea, I execute it. And then I tweak things along the way. If something I'm doing is not working, I find another strategy to make it work. Find something else to make it work. I find something else to make it work. I'm always changing and evolving and changing things until I find something that will make it work. And the crazy thing is, even if you find a strategy that actually works today, there is no guarantee that that same strategy will still work in the next 5 years. That's why you have to constantly keep adapting. And that's why me, I believe there's no need for a business plan. As long as I know exactly what I'm doing, I'm executing, and I'm, adapting to the changes as it comes. Leveraging digital tools. This chapter will help you a lot in your business as a small business owner. Leveraging digital tools means using online platforms, apps, and technology to make your business run more efficiently, reach more customers, and grow faster. The digital skills you need design skills. You need design skills. You have to be able to design. You need the digital tools that you need. You need you need social media platform, because that's how you are going to be able to market yourself um for cheaper, let me say. Then you need Canva app. The reason why I said Canva app is for you to be able to design your brand, to make your brand design, sorry. You can also do that on Photoshop, but I'm not going to recommend Photoshop because learning Photoshop is not easy. It takes time. It's actually a bit difficult. But if you have Canva, Canva has business templates that you can just create and edit. Just edit the templates and put your names, your logo, or whatever. It's easier and it's good. So you need Canva app. You also need ChatGPT. I make use of ChatGPT, and I'll tell you how I make use of ChatGPT and how ChatGPT has helped me to, to get clients and all that. I'll go into that later. Then you need business skill. You need a business communication skill. The business communication skill is another entire course on its own. It's deep, it's wide. Yeah. If you want to take any course in business skill, sorry, in business communication, in branding, and in digital marketing, that is a different, wild, how will I put it, wide course on its own. So if any one of you is interested, you can signify, and then I will get back to you on that. How to use ChatGPT to answer business emails and make sales. I told you I use ChatGPT. I do use ChatGPT a lot. And one of the ways that I use ChatGPT is to answer business emails because I have to sound professional. And when you sound professional, your clients have this trust. So it's not even in business emails. Even if you get a message in WhatsApp, you can use ChatGPT to create a response that sounds professional. So, not too long ago, I got this message from someone on my LinkedIn page, and the person said, "Hi, Adi, nice to connect with you. I was going through one of your platforms yesterday, Tech Culture. I also have a blog, Alternative Culture, that promotes, what's it called, arts, culture, and all that stuff. It's a website blog. I write reviews and all that stuff. So the person said, I would like to publish a feature on my editorial slash narrative illustrations day. You can view my works here at sefadiola.com. Looking forward to hearing from you." That's the client message. So what did I do? I just copied this message, this entire message, and I pasted it to ChatGPT. This is the message in ChatGPT. The same thing he wrote is what I posted here. Yeah, but then I input my own prompts. My own prompt, I inputted my own prompt. And my own prompt is write a nice and convincing response to the email, and that the fee to publish is £100. So now ChatGPT has given me a response. So ChatGPT says, here's a polished and convincing draft you can use as a reply. Subject, feature request on horticulture. I, name. Thank you for reaching out for Thank you for reaching out and for sharing your work with me. I had a look at your portfolio, and your editorial slash narrative illustrations are truly compelling. They would be wonderful fit for tech culture as the platform is dedicated to spotlighting unique voices and creative practices across contemporary art and culture. We'll be delighted to feature your work. Our standard fee for publishing a dedicated feature is £100, which covers editorial review, layout design, and promotion of your feature on our platform and social channels to ensure it reaches the right audience. If you'd like to go ahead, I can share payment details and next steps so we can schedule your feature. Looking forward to collaborating with you and showcasing your artistry on hotel culture. Best regards, Ayodele Kunmi. Would you like me to make this sound a bit more formal and business-like or friendly? That's ChatGPT's response. Now, what I did is, you see, there are some things you need to do before you send this message over. You see this top one here, here's a polished and convincing draft, blah, blah. I removed it because you have to remove it. You don't need that. The one at the bottom here, would you like me to make sound, blah? I remove all these things. I don't need that. Then, anytime you are using ChatGPT to reply to someone, anywhere you see hyphen here, where you see hyphen or dash, hyphen, always make sure you remove it because that is the quickest way somebody will know that you are using ChatGPT. Especially if you are writing an academic work assignment and you use your ChatGPT for your assignment and you leave all this hyphen, hyphen, hyphen there, because that's one thing about ChatGPT. You always see all this hyphen, this dash everywhere. So you have to remove it. Then also remove some parts that I don't want in this entire message that does not align with the services that the alternative culture website provide. So I had to remove this which covers editorial review, layer design, promotion of your feature on platform. I removed all that because the website does not offer those services. So I edited this, and this is the final version that I sent to the client. Thank you for reaching out and for sharing your work with me. I had a look at your portfolio and they are truly compelling. They will be wonderful fit for culture as the platform is dedicated to spotlighting unique voices and creative practices across contemporary art and culture. We'll be delighted to feature your work. Our standard fee for publishing a dedicated feature is £100. If you'd like to go ahead, I can share payment details and next steps so we can schedule your feature. Looking forward to collaborating with you and showcasing your artistry on the tech culture. Best regards, Olusola Kunmi. Now, the client replied, "Hi Kumi, thanks a lot for reaching out. Thanks for the kind words. I'm currently based in Nigeria and the price you've quoted, though good, but it's very steep for my current financial state. Can we agree for half the price?" Now, there's this thing I want to mention here when it comes to haggling price with a client. For most people, when a client say, "Oh, can we agree at a half a price for the service?" So most people are like, "No, I can't do it. That is not my fee. Go." But in some situation, especially if some situation, if you can offer, um, you have to be able to offer, how will I put it, different grades of service for people with different, budget that they have. So especially if the business is like this blog that I publish reviews on, I can offer different grades of service on it. So instead of telling this person that, you know what, my money is £100, I cannot take half the price. Go and find somewhere else. What I just told the person is this response was also, this his response was also taken to ChatGPT, and then I inputted my own prompt that this is what I want him to know. So my response was, "I understand your position and I am willing to proceed at £80. Please note that at this rate, the package would include the article with one accompanying image post only." Now this client is faced with two options. Should he go for the £80 with just one image post? It's cheaper. He's not going to pay the full £100, but he's only going to have one image post. Or should he just go for the £100 because it's just £20 extra to make it £100, and he will be able to publish all the images he wants to publish on that editorial post. And because it's a review, he has to publish all the images he has. And what was his response? His response was, Mm. "Let's do it at the initial price then, cause the purpose will be defeated with just one accompanying image. Send your payment details and contact email address. Thanks. How many accompanying images for the feature?" My response was, "Thank you for your response. Just to clarify, the £100 fee covers a full feature, which includes your complete editorial write-up along with all the accompanying images you'd like to showcase. This way, your work will be presented in its fullest form and not limited to just one image. You can make the payment using this link. Alternatively, you can make payment to the following account, provided the account." So basically, I used ChatGPT to structure a professional looking email response. And because the email looks professional and sounds professional, it also increase my chance of actually making sales. So it's not like I can't reply from my head and just give the person a reply, whatever. It's not like I can't do that. I can do that, but it's going to take me time. The time I should be using to answer some other, to work on some other projects. But since we have ChatGPT and it's there, I can basically use ChatGPT to structure my message. I will just have to input the prompt. This is what I want the message to say. Oh yeah, ChatGPT, do something about it. Now it saves me time of me start cracking my head and coming up with something. So you have to know how to make use of ChatGPT as a business owner. The chapter 12, smart networking. Networking is more than collecting business cards or adding people on LinkedIn. It's about building genuine, mutually beneficial relationships. When done well, networking opens doors to opportunities, partnerships, and referrals that money can't always buy. Networking is very important as a small business owner. And if you go to any networking events, most of the time, if you're a small business owner and there's a networking event and you go to those networking events, 90% of the time, you're only going to be meeting same people that are on the same level as you. You are not going to be meeting the Dangotes, the Elon Musk. You're not going to be meeting them at those networking events. You can't meet anybody like that there. You're only going to be meeting 90 or 99% of people you meet there are the same people, are people on the same level with you. But it's not a bad thing. That is where you need to start networking, because the people you are meeting at that place that are on the same level with you today, in the next 5 years, some of those people will be big. Some out of all those people you are meeting at those networking events, in the next 5 years, some of them will be very, very big. And if you'll be able to create connection with them from all these networking events right from the beginning, you will have access to the clients, to the resources that they have. So that's why smart networking is very, very important. People will look at other business owners and then they'll be like, oh, we're on the same level. You are not the person I'm looking for. I'm looking for the hotel. They're like, no, these same people that are on the level that you are the people you are actually looking for. It's smart networking because, to be honest with you, these same people you see, they will not be in the same places in the next 5 years. And when any one of them becomes hugely successful and you've already built a good connection with them, you can also have access to their own connection. You can have access to their resources. You can have access to the access that they also have access to at that point. So that's the end of today's lecture. I hope you guys have learned something. Mr. Ayodele, can you just say something to buttress on some of the point, or just give the people here your own knowledge of the field? Because I know you're a branding expert.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
All right. So thanks for this opportunity. It's really big, and it's something that we'll need often and often. We should talk about, especially the small business owners. It's something that we should always talk about because is anything we're looking at practicalizing. I think it's best we learn It's best we learn very well before we go into some nitty gritty part of our business, especially when you're just starting and you're very small. What the point I'm just going to share is something that I realized now of recent, and I feel I should share with everybody on this call. Yeah, it's something that I just realized and I felt wow, like I feel we should prioritize we should prioritize working on our products more than anything as a small business owner. We should prioritize working on our products. Your product is the most important thing as a small business owner. Like take for example, I took up a brand. I bought a brand, and as beautiful as the packaging is, as beautiful as the packaging is, the content was very poor. Like the content was very bad. Like the content was very, very, very like really, really very bad, but the packaging was very beautiful. This what I'm saying doesn't really negate the advantage and the importance of branding. But as a small business owner, you have the reason why you're a small business owner is because you have limited cash for expansion. You want to grow together, you want to learn on the job, you want to grow, like maybe on a arithmetic progression, you want to grow small, small, you want to learn on the job and know the nitty of your business and grow with it, and very soon you become very big. That's why you're a small business owner in the first place. So as a small business owner, I think one thing you should really take seriously as a small business is your product. Your product comes first. Your product is number one. There's a place um okay, don't let me use that as an example because that might be misleading. But your product, anything you're selling, maybe you're rendering a service or you're selling a product, you should prioritize putting your 100% in that product. Take for example, most businesses that open here, even here in Accra, they at the first year, second year, they normally put a lot of effort in their product. Let's take for example bread. When you buy bread from a new bakery, let a new bakery just open and let them start producing bread. You notice that the bread you buy from a new bakery is likely to be finer and better than the bread you are buying from a very long existing bakery. It's likely. I'm not generalizing, but it's likely for you to buy something from like buying the bread from a new bakery and from an existing bakery. Some brands keep to their to their taste and their pattern for a very long time, but some brands don't. Most brands don't. Sef, don't let me say some. Most brands don't. But when you start, there's this likelihood that you're focusing on the product, and that should also be part of the things a small business owner should know. You should focus on your product. You should you should you should prioritize your product so well that any even no matter how you're selling, no matter the environment you're selling, no matter the the way you're selling, by the time someone takes up your product or you eventually render service for somebody, the person is stuck. Yes, you make sure the person sticks to you. You don't allow, and the only way someone will stick to you is the experience they get from your product or your service. So that's just my own point this morning. Like this afternoon, I just want, like, as small business owners, I'll still talk a little bit about branding before I drop the mic. As a small business owner, please take your time. If you want to sell something, make sure you are selling the best. Make sure, even if you can't afford branding, if you can't afford the lucrative branding, the most, like, spending a lot of money. Some people are even spending more as a small business owner, as a startup. Some people are spending more on branding than the product itself. Some people are spending more on frivolities than the thing they are really selling itself. Do you get, like, so that's just my point. Let's take out time. Let's take out time to learn. If it's a service, go and learn that service very well. Be skilled in that service very well. Like, be the best in that service. Like, make sure you're the best in that service. By the time someone comes to you for to experience your service, the person don't want to go. You've given the person an experience that no matter how you arrange the service to the person is stuck because you are giving him the best experience he or she has ever had. Then product too. If you're selling a product, make sure your product is the best in your environment or anywhere. Make sure you are selling the best product. If you are manufacturing, make sure your content and everything you are using to manufacture is top notch. If you have done that first, if you have done that, then you start looking at how you can get better visibility. Because it's good when you give a good product a good visibility. When you are giving, that's why I used to post on my status most of the time. I say marketing will not save a bad product. Yes, sir. Marketing will not save a bad product. No matter how you market, by the time people experience your bad product, they won't come back again. So that's why the first thing you're doing as a business, as a startup, as a small scale business owner, the first thing you are doing is you're working on your product first. Make sure your product um, process is very nice. Like, spend 80% of your money on your product. Spend 80% of your finance on your product. Make sure the product is good. You can just that's why some brands when they want to do a startup, they don't really even do marketing. They just do especially when it comes to maybe confectionaries. All they do is just that they just call people, invite people to come and do it to come and do testing. Yes, they will come and do testing. When it's so nice, you don't want to leave. People like beautiful and nice things. People like it when things are very. People like quality things. Even in Nigeria, that's one pattern. That's why they say Nigeria, you can easily sell a lot of things because people like good things. People like luxury. People like fine things. So you have to give people fine things. You have to give people quality. So your first thing as a business owner, as a small scale business owner, is take your time, work on your product or your service. Be skilled. If it's a service, make sure you are very skilled in that service, and don't module your service together. That's another point I'm trying to share. I'm going to share. Don't much. Make sure you arrange your services properly. Don't module your service together. Don't say you're a digital marketer, you're a graphic designer, you are this. You can't be doing a lot of things. People will not really trust you if you are doing a lot of things at the same time. Like you are this, you are that, you are this. Which one are you? Which where like where is your strength? You should sell your strength, like the one you're really very, very like this is what I'm very good in. No, you can't count two or three people that is better than me in this area in my environment, in my country, anywhere I am. I'm the best in this area. And that's the boils down to specialization. I'm of a belief. I'm of a belief that when you want to be a jack of all trade, you have to be a master of one first. Yes, I'm not. I don't have a problem with jack of all trades, but when you want to be a jack of all trades, be a master of one. When you're a master of one, that master you are in one will just easily put you on a whole lot of things. You get, but when you call your name, something should ring a bell. When they call your name, something should just ring a bell to people. It should not just be when they call your name, they are trying to scan around. They don't know exactly what you're doing. Do you understand? So when it comes to branding, Mr. Kunmi has talked a lot. Has already spoken about branding, both physical, both personal and business branding is very important for your business. You can't be away with branding. Branding is what gives your business the goodwill. That is why let me tell you. Let me make just an example before I drop the mic. Like when your business gets to the level that you start selling the name of your business to other people to franchise, then you are there. Yes, and that's what branding will give you. When you start selling your business name to people, take for example all this Total, all this even Nigeria, we have Bovas. Bovas is already selling franchise. Bovas Petroleum, they're already selling franchise. Most of the Bovas you see, they are not the real like the owner of that Bovas is not the real owner of all the Bovas branches all over the country. They're already selling franchise, and it's a Nigerian company. It's a Nigerian petroleum company. You get so when you start selling your goodwill, that's what they are selling. And you start. And one thing about franchise is that when you buy a franchise from a company, you have to follow the nitty gritty of that. The norms and beliefs of that company is what you have to do. Take for example, Chicken Republic. We have a lot of people that own Chicken Republic. It's not like it's not the person that created Chicken Republic that owns all the Chicken Republic in Nigeria and anywhere in the world. People buy franchise. So when your business gets to the level of when you start selling franchise, you start selling your business name, then you are there. You are there. People have trusted you enough. You know that a lot of people have trusted your brand enough. And like I don't need to create my own brand. Let me just go to these people. Let me get their franchise and let me use it to run my business. And you follow the integrity of that business and that's just it. So that's where branding will take you to. Branding is the perception. Yes, that's the word. Is the perception people have about your business. When they mention your name, what's the business statement that comes to your mind? Is it pace? They are so good and fast. Like when they hear your brand name, what comes to people's mind? That's what you should care about. When they hear your brand name, like for example, when they hear mass promotions, what comes to people's mind? What are what our own what we really push at mass promotions is we push clarity and pace. Clarity and pace. When you hear mass promotion, you know that when it's doing something for you, it's clear and it's fast. Clarity and pace. That's what we push. That's the narrative we push. What narrative are you pushing for your business? So because it's also very important. When people hear your brand name, what comes to their mind immediately is very important. And that's what branding will do for you. That's what branding will do for you. You have to like Mr. Kumi said, is branding goes beyond. branding goes beyond logos and business cards and all those stuff. Branding is 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 perception. What people think about your brand when you're not there. What how people talk about your brand when you're not there. That's what you have. That's where branding takes you to. So I think this is where I'm going to drop my mic. It's been a pleasure being on this call, and it's something that I've personally learned a lot. Especially there's some places Mr. Kumi talked about, and I feel no, this I have to start working on this. I have to start working on this for my business. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ayodele. I really appreciate your input. Thank you very much. Mm, do we have anybody with questions? Also, I asked if um okay, can you guys drop your full name and email in the message box so that I can forward everyone the certificate of attendance after this webinar has ended. Name and email, please. Name and email, please. Email, very important. And email, please. Oh, thank you. So, I guess this is the end of the lecture. If there's anyone who still needs to get in touch with me, I'm going to leave an email address here so you guys can get in touch. And you can get in touch with me at sorry, let me drop my email address here. So that's my personal email address. If you guys need to get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you guys for joining this webinar, and thank you, Mr. Ayodele Ujo. I really, really appreciate your the time you've given us for this webinar and your input. Is very eye-opening, especially the part where you said okay, especially the part where you talked about having a good product first before branding is actually very important because most small business owners in Nigeria focus much more on branding than their actual products. Do you have something to say, Mr. Ayodele?
Yeah. Sorry again. Sorry, I just something just popped up in my mind. I feel I should share. So when it comes to branding too, when it comes to branding, sorry, I'll just take 5 minutes. When it comes to branding, you have to take it one step after the other. Do you understand? Thank God Mr. Kumi said it's better you're doing it little by little than you're trying to rush. Do you get? Because you can't finish branding your business. Just note that you can't finish. There's nothing like I'm done branding. It's not possible. It has never nobody has ever done that. Even Coca-Cola is still branding. Oh, the big names in the brand industry, they are still the in the big names when it comes to multinationals. Multinationals, they are still branding. So you can never finish branding. So you have to take it little by little, focus on one aspect, focus on one aspect of your brand first. After you're done with that, you move to you move to another. After you're done with that, you move to another. After you're done with that, you move to another. It can never finish. So you have to take it little by little so that you can start seeing when you take it slowly, you will start seeing the loopholes easily. You start seeing, okay, I think I've made a mistake here. Let me go back and let me go back to the drawing board and start all over again. There's no another time I say there's nothing bad in starting all over again. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. There's nothing bad in starting all over again. You get the only thing I don't really advise in people is you can't just keep changing your logo all the time. Yeah, It's you're just disturbing people's mind. That's what it means. You are rumbling because your logo is your brand identity, is what people recognize you with. It's what you have been building for a very long time. If you check big brands in the country, you can see the way they don't change their logo like every year, every 2 3 years. It can take them time before they change their logo. And if they want to change their logo, they make it so similar to the previous logo. They don't really change it so far from each other. Again, look at Nike. You can recognize Nike without the Nike. Nike, the only mark they've gotten that they've sold that mark to everybody's mind that when you see that mark, it's enough for you to know it's Nike. You don't see Nike. They don't put Nike again, unless maybe on some few of their products. They just put the mark. When you see that mark, you know it's Nike. You don't want so when you, like I said, when your brand gets to this level again, when your brand mark, when you have when your logo word mark gets to this level, or your logo abstract gets to this level, then you know you are there. You get. So please, you don't have to rush. Take it one step after the other. Don't rush your brand. Don't rush to brand. Don't just rush. I've seen a lot of business in this environment that they just want to rush everything and do it quick. So people can know they have arrived. After 2 3 years, they are back to square one, and they will have spent a lot. You get. That's why I used to say most of the people that are very close to me now. I used to say something. I say I only respect people that I only respect brands that have been consistent for 10 years and they are still there. If you're a brand in this environment that you have not even done 5 years and you are doing it, I don't really like the longevity is very important to me. When I want to respect brand, when I want to know that this brand is strong, you can only you can only you are team to be strong if when you are consistent for a very long period of time on a particular thing. You get you become an household name in that thing. So sorry, I'm taking your time again. But the point here is just don't rush into branding a lot of things at the same time. Take your time, pick it one after the other. If you are running a service, if you are a service provider, take your time to brand your service very well. Look for something very distinct, be unique, do something different from others. Look for your strengths. If you look for your strength, you will know that a lot of people don't have it. So you have to look for your strength. Don't believe everybody knows what you know. That's another notion that you should not believe in. Don't believe everybody knows what you know. Look for your strength. You will get it. When you look for yourself, when you get your strength, then you know that a lot of people don't have your strength. You will just feel like you're the only one that can do it. It will look like you're the only one that can do it because that strength is not very common. When you can look for yourself, when you can get your strength. Thank you very much. Don't let me bore you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ayodele. You are not boring us. We're actually learning a lot. Yeah, honestly. I also, I love learning from you. I watch your works, and you have always been an inspiration to me for a very long. I've told you this a long time before. So I love your work, and you are a professional in what you are doing, and you've been doing for a very long time, which is one of the reasons why I wanted you to be here and and speak to the people. Um, Anything that Mr. Ayodele says, you should take it to the bank because he is a professional in his field and he's been in his industry for a very long time. So, I guess we've come to the end of the webinar today, and I would like to say thank you to everyone who joined us. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you to Mr. Ayodele and every other person that are on this live webinar today. Thank you very much. We have to end the webinar right now.